Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. I wanted to share with you, I know that we're always talking about lists of things that we should learn. And I wanted to share some things that we should unlearn, because nobody really talks about this stuff, not as much as the things that we should learn. So here is a short list of things that we should unlearn. We need to unlearn shaming ourselves when we make a mistake. This could be huge, I think, a lot in relationships. We get mad at ourselves because we've made a mistake, whatever that mistake may be. This could be in friendships, this could be in your significant other, whatever it is. You cannot live in shame. That is something that will mess with your mind, your spirit, your soul. If you made a mistake, own it. If you hurt somebody in the process, talk to them directly. Say what it is that you did. That's another thing. No empty apologies. Claim what you did. Speak on it. Speak on what you did. Claim what you did. And don't shame yourself for it. But own it. And apologize. A true apology to the people that you hurt, person that you may have hurt, whatever the situation is. Because that is going to work for you in the long run, more so than shaming yourself for being human. Now, one thing that a lot of folks do is that they keep on going into that particular thing that they did wrong. So they keep repeating it. Now, the whole point of when you apologize for doing something wrong is to not have to keep apologizing for it. You should move on from it and do better each time. So just because you can say sorry doesn't mean that you should do it, oh, I'm sorry, because then those are empty apologies. Like I said before, truly mean what you say. Right? So no need to shame yourself for doing wrong, but identify it, own it, take accountability for it, apologize, and do better. Okay? Another thing is the need to have everything under control in your life. Do you understand what that means? Do not think that you have to control every single thing in your life. Sometimes things are out of control. Sometimes things are not in alignment, and that is okay. You are human. You are going to learn how to line things up and do things better the next time. Not everything has to be just so all the time. Sometimes it's better to just leave things the way they are and let them sort themselves out. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because it's like, oh, I can't leave stuff up in the air. Sometimes you can. Oh, I can't leave, messages on my voicemail. Yeah, you can. You can let the phone ring. That's another thing I see all the time. Well, I'm not going to call the specific people out, but some folks cannot let a phone ring for the life of them. That's why we have voicemail. Let voicemail do the work. Because 9 times out of 10, that phone call that's coming through is something to disrupt your life. And whether it's good or bad. And again, you don't have to have everything in control. Learn to temper stuff as you need to. And if there's something that you don't need to deal with right now, don't deal with it right now. Deal with it when you are ready. Just because somebody is calling you on the phone doesn't mean that you have to answer right at that very moment. Unless it's like an emergency and they leave, a message about an emergency. And here's another thing. I'm going to throw this in while I'm here, because I know this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I'm going to throw this in there. Do not call me. This is specifically for the people who are listening to this. Okay? People who know me. Don't call me and leave a message. Hey, call me when you get a chance. Explain to me what it is in a short message of what you're calling about so that I can be prepared. Don't leave a message and say, hey, call me when you get a chance. Nah, give me a little bit of background on what it is, because I will be very honest with you. When people do that, I put them on the back burner. It's not important for me to call you right away because I may be in the middle of working or getting some stuff done or whatever with family, however it goes. If you don't give me a little bit of substance of what it's about, I'm not going to make it a priority to call you back right away. I know that people are going to be annoyed with that, and that's okay. That is perfectly fine. I don't like surprise phone calls. I'm just going to throw that in there. Since we're in the teacup of this, I'm going to put that in there. But it's a boundary is what it is. We could talk boundaries. We'll talk boundaries another time, but I'm just going to put that in there for that. Okay. And this is the third thing, and this is something I've dealt with for myself. When you are productive and successful, is that the way to say it? Yeah. When you are productive and successful, that means that you are worthy. Does that make sense? When you are productive and when you are successful is the only time that you're worthy. That we need to unlearn. I have had to unlearn that. I got to keep going. I got to do this. I got to be in this situation, in that situation. I got to be all here, there, and everywhere. No, you don't. I've said this before on this podcast. Every bell that rings, you don't have to answer. That does not mean that you're worthy. We live in this social media satisfaction age that when you put your accolades out there, that people are going to do two things. They're either going to hate on you or they're going to find you to be amazing. One of the two. But just because you don't have all of those things or titles or whatever, it doesn't mean you're not worthy of a good life. It doesn't mean you're not worthy of people loving you. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy of accolades. Some people getting up this morning was a major feat for them. And that should be celebrated. And people are like, getting up. Yes, getting up. Waking up. There are people who went to sleep last night who in their mind decided that they were not worthy of getting up this morning. Because they may be struggling with their mental health or whatever the situation is. But you got up this morning and you're going to get up again tomorrow morning. It is not for individuals to decide who's worthy and who's not worthy. Or whose accomplishments are bigger than other people's accomplishments. Some people's accomplishments, like I said, just getting up in the morning is like winning a Grammy to them. Because of all the things that they've dealt with and struggled with in their life. And they're still here. They're still here. So those are my few things, right? Do not shame yourself. Stop shaming yourself. Unlearn the shaming. Stop shaming yourself because you made a mistake. Stop trying to have control over everything. It's not possible. And make sure that your success and your productivity is not tied to your worth. Those are my 3 things of the day. All right? 3 things that we need to unlearn. Hopefully that spoke to someone, that helped someone. I'm going to get into some more. I may talk a little bit more about boundaries because y'all know the boundaries thing for me is huge. And I'll get into a little bit more detail about that in future episodes. But hopefully this is helpful. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. Pass it along to someone else that you think would find it helpful. Find me on Instagram at Onyx Queen Media, and I will repost you in my stories if you let me know that you're listening. I'll repost you in my stories as a shout out. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With 1 click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.